Tip number one that we have is really to just avoid maintenance plans. Now, maintenance plans was something I think Microsoft introduced in SQL Server 2005. It hasn't really evolved any since then, but it's a way to completely mess up your SQL Server maintenance by using their maintenance plans. And what I mean by that is that when you go into a maintenance plans, they have this great slick wizard that will walk you through a bunch of stuff, and it ends up doing really, we're not going to go through the whole plan wizard there, but it ends up giving you really bad maintenance plans. And an example of that is if you tell it that you need indexes to be rebuilt and reorganized and statistics to be rebuilt and things like that, it kind of puts them in a process where it just goes and brute force does all of those things. And I kind of like to equate it to, for instance, cleaning your garage. And imagine if your process for cleaning your garage was to take absolutely everything out of the garage, organize it out in the driveway, and then put it back in the garage in the exact spot you wanted it. And then so that's the rebuild effectively of an index, is that doing something like that. And then once that garage has just been completely reorganized in the perfect way of doing everything, you're going to go in and shuffle everything around into different places and then put it back to where you think it should go as close as you can. And that's going to be the equivalent of doing a reorganization right after cleaning out your garage. And then because the indexes were rebuilt or your garage was completely clean, you've got the absolute best statistics available. And then after that, you're going to go and reorganize your garage again, and that's kind of the equivalent of rebuilding statistics. But to make it worse, let's say you've got your garage and you've got some shelves in the garage, and 2 of the 3 shelves you have are in perfect shape. They don't need to be reorganized. Well, the way that the equivalent of maintenance plans would do that is it would go and dump out all those shelves and then put them back in the right place, even if they were already in the right place to start with. So the maintenance plans really come up with some really bad ways of doing maintenance. So we recommend using SQL Server Agent Jobs. And we also, with this, we generally recommend the Ola Hallengren scripts to replace those maintenance plans because they help with the SQL Server Agent Jobs to make things a little bit easier. So the general rule is avoid maintenance plans, do it in SQL Server Agent Jobs, and you can do things much more efficiently that way.
I think it's pretty important to add too is that the SQL Server maintenance plans are just very power hungry. They are resource intensive because they're doing, like Steve said, they're doing the entire rebuild at the beginning. They're rebuilding everything without consideration of if it truly needs to be rebuilt at that point. There's no way of saying, okay, rebuild the ones that only need to be rebuilt. It's just going to take everything out of the garage, put it in the driveway, then put it back. So they're just not good at differentiating between what truly needs work and what doesn't need work.
Thanks for watching. I'm Steve, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you want to subscribe, click subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified when we have new videos. All right, have a great day.